Okay, so here I am in ArtRage, and went to the palette thing. Now, what the guy showed here, okay, let me close this so I can explain. Okay, so there's these little things here, and no matter what you're in, like these paintbrushes or the pencils or the palette knife, I understood the setting box. Like you could go in there and change different things on the settings pertaining to each tool. But what I didn't get was that this little preset box over here is something entirely different. But the guy that was showing it, he had way more things going on in here. Like, for example, when he was in the oil brush thing, there was all kinds of stuff in here. The list was pretty long. And he could click here and there was more things that opened up. Same thing with this palette. When he was in the settings, he could click this and it actually opened up to show blenders that were like the type of blenders that I was talking to you about, and I was so excited. But these aren't here, and I would be quick to think that it's just because I'm in the demo version, but the reason I don't think that that's accurate is because they said on the website for ArtRage that you would have full access to the program, except that you could only save really small files, and you couldn't save anything other than an ArtRage file. Like, you could not save a JPEG type style thing. Like, I think they just didn't want you to be able to share or show what you were doing. So I kind of don't think it's just because I'm in the demo version. So they must be things that he added, I'm guessing. And then I don't really know where he would have gotten them. But this is kind of interesting because there's some things in here. I don't exactly know what they do. Okay, I don't really know if I like that. That's maybe kind of interesting. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Alright, I'm kind of digging that. Now I wonder what that would do between the colors. Alright, don't know if I like it too much there. I'm not sure if it gets any better than that. No, it doesn't really look like a smooth transition as it does there. Let's see what this does. Alright, well. Okay, I like that about as much as I like the original one over here, which is pretty much the same thing, and I don't really like it. I think it's weird. No, that's odd. Okay, I don't like that. Did I try this one already? No, I probably did. Wonder what this does. Okay, that's kind of like this the smudge tool in Photoshop, which is cool if you want to smudge things, but I wouldn't really consider that really a blend tool. I'm a little disappointed that the things I saw in his video aren't here. And I kind of don't think he mentioned that there was something he added. Alright, well, I don't know. I have to say, I wonder if there's anything here. I mean, I guess this could all affect it too, though. Who knows? That's one thing that's interesting in this program is there's so many different little settings for every single thing that it's like who knows how much variation could really be taking place. I just don't like how this works in the two colors. I don't think that really looks very realistic. I mean, it might be alright for a certain effect, but you know, and I have no problem with something like this being here, but what I do have a problem with is that there's not a good blending tool. Like, there is just really not a good, easy blending tool, and I totally get what you were saying, that you thought that this was pretty good. I think this was the one I was using. And yeah, it does blend better than the blur tool in Photoshop, but it's not easy. Like, if you were doing this yourself and you could feel it, I think you would agree with me that you would just intuitively feel that there's got to be something better, and I just don't feel it's in this program, like, just as it is. And that to me is really strange. Alright, so I had been really excited today to come in here and try this after seeing that video, but I'm still left a little unimpressed. And considering that RGB is currently my only option in this program, I'm just not even really that sure I want to spend any more time in here too much. I don't know. I mean, it does have some fun aspects, granted. Like, I really like the whole swirl thing. But, you know, what's the point? I'm not on a paintbrush. You know, it's like, what's the point, though? Really? I mean, that is so cool. But if I can't really save it in a way that's going to look good for print, how's that exactly going to work out for me? Okay. So far, that's my favorite thing to do in Art Rage. And in the end, unless I want to keep it for just online viewing, ebooks, that kind of thing, websites, that kind of thing, what am I going to do with it? I can work all the time in the world that I want to make these beautiful colors, and then it's all going to turn to mud, basically. And they really irritated me with their explanation, which I copied and pasted for you, as to why they don't have CMYK, and I just think that that's fucking bullshit! Because if it were true, then maybe Photoshop wouldn't have CMYK too, because I'm telling you, I've built things in CMYK that looked great. I mean, I was able to get the colors I wanted. They had the full looking color palette there, and I was able to pick whichever colors I wanted, and I never had a problem. So to try and say that we would be limited in blending colors if they would have this in CMYK, I feel is a lie. And I think they're just telling people that because they, you know, maybe most people hearing it might not know any better, but like, I understand scientifically maybe there's a difference. Okay, I get that. Like, there's ranges in RGB that don't exist in CMYK, but yet if I'm in CMYK and building a project, I can pick any of the same damn colors and it looks just the same to me. So I think that's just a cop-out and a frickin' lie, because probably most people are just doodling in these things and they're showing their stuff off on the internet. So who really cares if they have our CMYK? I think that's really the real reason. Alright, so I'm kind of done with that for now. I'll talk to you about something else later. Bye.